Look, imagine this for a second. You wake up tomorrow, check your phone, and there it is. A deposit so big, your banking app literally glitches for a second. We're talking millions of dollars. No boss, no alarm clock, no stressing about bills ever again. You think, okay, this is it. I finally made it. You pay off your debts, you help your family, you upgrade your car, maybe you move. Maybe you quit your job with a smile that lasts 3 days straight. And then, 5 years later, you're broke. Not, I need to budget broke, I mean back to zero, sometimes worse than before. And if you're thinking, that would never be me, here's the thing. That's exactly what every lottery winner thinks. My name is Liam, and I spend way too much time thinking about why people make great money decisions on paper, but terrible ones in real life. If you're someone who feels like no matter how much more you earn, you never seem to get ahead, make sure to watch this video until the end, because today we're breaking down the real reason why roughly 90% of lottery winners go broke within 5 years, and more importantly, how this applies directly to you, even if you never buy a lottery ticket in your life. You've probably heard this stat before. About 90% of lottery winners go broke within 5 years. Now, quick clarification, this number comes from multiple academic studies, bankruptcy filings, and financial counseling reports, not a single lottery press release. Researchers looking at sudden wealth cases, including lottery winners, pro athletes, and inheritance recipients, consistently find financial collapse rates between 60 and 90%. For example, financial distress patterns, analyzed using data referenced by the Federal Reserve and consumer bankruptcy data tied to tax records from the Internal Revenue Service, show something wild. Sudden money increases failure rates, not success rates, which makes absolutely no sense until you understand why. Why more money doesn't fix money problems. Here's what most people don't realize. Money doesn't change behavior, it exposes it. If someone struggles to manage $60,000 a year, giving them $6 million doesn't magically install financial discipline into their brain. It just turns the volume up on every existing habit. Think of money like gasoline. If your financial habits are a controlled fire, money helps you grow. If they're a wildfire, money just burns everything faster. And lottery winners experience the extreme version of this phenomenon. The real enemy, financial identity shock. This is where it gets really interesting. Lottery winners don't just get rich, they experience financial identity shock. Yesterday, you were a regular person who had to say no. Today, everyone expects you to say yes. Friends, family, charities, business opportunities. And psychologically, saying no feels wrong because your brain keeps whispering, "You're rich now. Rich people don't worry about this." But here's the problem. Your identity updates instantly, but your skills do not. A simple math example that explains everything. Let's say you win $5 million after taxes. Most people mentally divide that by their life expectancy and think, that's basically $100,000 a year for 50 years. Sounds reasonable, right? Wrong, because that math ignores inflation, taxes on investment gains, lifestyle expansion, one-time purchases, helping others, bad investments, and most importantly, human behavior. If you spend $1.2 million on a house, $300K on cars, $500K helping family, $500K on investments you don't understand, you're already down to $2.5 million. Now invest that poorly, withdraw too much, and suddenly your forever money becomes a countdown timer. Lifestyle creep on steroids. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but I wouldn't be irresponsible. Look, lottery winners aren't irresponsible. They're normal humans placed into an abnormal situation. Their spending doesn't feel reckless to them. It feels appropriate. Why? Because lifestyle creep doesn't happen all at once. It compounds. First-class flights become normal. Luxury cars become reasonable. A $30,000 mistake feels small when you still have millions left, until one day you don't. The psychology? Why the brain self-sabotages wealth. Your brain is wired to return to familiar patterns. This is called hedonic adaptation. People subconsciously sabotage wealth because being rich feels unfamiliar, familiar stress feels safer than unfamiliar freedom, overspending recreates the pressure they're used to. So they don't try to go broke, they simply fail to protect the money. Why this matters even if you never win the lottery. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people experience mini lotteries throughout life. A big raise, a bonus, an inheritance, a business windfall, a hot stock run. And statistically, people blow those too, because the problem isn't the amount of money, it's the lack of systems. What wealthy people do differently, actual long-term wealthy people separate spending money from wealth, use rules instead of willpower, automate decisions, assume future mistakes will happen, and plan for them. They don't trust themselves with money, and that's why they keep it. 3 actionable rules to never become a lottery loser. 1. Freeze your lifestyle for 12 months. Any major financial increase should come with a mandatory pause. No upgrades, no big decisions, just observation. 2. Pay yourself a salary. Even if you're rich, live on a fixed income. Wealth stays invested. Income gets spent. 3. Build friction into spending. Wealth disappears when money is easy to access. Hard access means slow mistakes. Final motivation and call to action. Look, the real lesson here isn't about lottery winners. It's about you. Because money alone created security, more people would feel secure. But it doesn't. Systems do. Psychology does. Awareness does. If this video helped you see money differently, even a little, hit the like button. It tells the algorithm this stuff matters. Subscribe if you want to build wealth without becoming another statistic. And remember, getting money is easy. Keeping it is the skill. I'll see you in the next one.